gentlemen. Thank you all for attending the wedding of Alex and Alex. I'm sure you've all been here to make their day extra special. You have to agree, it was a beautiful service. Shame about the weather this morning, but I'm glad to say it didn't dampen anyone's spirits. And we hope everyone's enjoying their day so far.
Right, I've just got a few words for the Polish people involved. We've got Auntie Krysi and Uncle Tejofi from all the way from Poland. So I've just got a few words to say to them. This could be bad. Dziękujemy cioci Krysi I wujewnie Tejofi za przyjazd z daleki Polski. Aleksandra I Aleksandrę, aby być z nami w tak ważnym dniu dla nas wszystkich. Dziękujemy I życzymy wam 100 lat.
Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with us, I'm Rob and Mrs. Oli, and we've been friends of Alex throughout his childhood. But for some unknown reason, he's asked us to be his best men on his big day. So we'd just like to apologise in advance.
Now, I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that Alex looks like an absolute princess today. But enough about the groom. The bridesmaids have done an outstanding job in making the bride and themselves look absolutely beautiful. So if you could raise a glass. It's an empty glass. It's a bridesmaid. I'm doing such a good job. Cheers.
That's a silly question.
Secondly, I'd like to take this opportunity quickly, whilst I'm not doing a speech, to thank Barbara, because she really has been like a second mum to me. She's always been there to help me, and if ever I need anything. I'm not going to go on about her though too much, because on Thursday night she just threatened me with an axe if I go on about her too much, so I'm just going to leave that there.
Secondly, we'd like to thank Denise, Barbara and Robert for helping with today's celebrations. Hope that happened to go so smoothly. And finally, whilst we are thanking people, we know we'd like to give a special mention to the good people at youtube.com who will give us a bulk of the material for this speech today.
Now, after doing a little bit of research about what the duties of a best man entails, I found that according to tradition, as best men we're supposed to sing the groom's praises and tell you all about his many good points. Now I'm afraid I can't sing, and I'm not going to lie to you. So instead, I'm going to say a few words about his stag do. Seems very strong. Don't worry, I always want to tarnish our impeccable reputation now. Now, growing up with Al, through the years, although he does like to splash his cash a bit on swanky new flats, beautiful wedding, and absurdly expensive record players, we have noticed that he will go to great lengths to save himself a fiver or two. A good example of this would be when we went on the joint stag and hen do to Centre Parks for a long weekend in April. Plenty of relaxation, lots of sleep, and no chance strongbow or two. Now, during the run-up and preparation towards the weekend, Alex became a little bit obsessed about getting out of paying all of about £12.50 for the rental of a new bicycle, when he's got a perfectly good one at home. Now, his ideas to avoid this cost ranged from buying bike racks to fit to our cars that were already overloaded. And then he went as far as suggesting that we pack our rucksacks and cycle as winter show for us. And I, for one, wasn't going to do that.
In the end, Alex decided to hire a van so we could all take our own bikes. The morning of our departure, we all met up at his house, got the bikes in the van, and we started packing the essentials, which was mainly made up of copious amounts of cider, mounds of pizzas, and not a spare pair of boxer shorts in sight.
So, off we went, driving down the motorway, excited about the activities that lay ahead, and then so we drove completely sensibly. On our arrival, after getting lots of good 3 times, we eagerly began unloading our belongings out of the van and into the chalet, carefully avoiding the mass assembly of frogs that had invaded our doorstep during what was apparently the midst of frog mating season. Nevertheless, we persevered unloading.
Finally, as the crates of cider and mountains of pieces decreased, we were left with nothing but our bikes to unload. Alex casually asked Zach for the keys to the bike locks and secured the bikes inside the van. Silence descended upon the group as the look at Alex's face turned to despair. Quickly realising he'd left the keys in Huddersfield.
That's why you put that thing.
Now, me and all, we're not mathematicians, but the hire of a van, the cost of a full tank of fuel, and the cost of new bike locks, which inevitably had to be cut through by the centre park security, adds up to more than £12.50. So, we'd all just like to say thanks for that, Alia.
Now, a wise man once said that the best way to never forget your wedding anniversary is to forget it once. But we don't want to see you go through that trauma, Al. So whilst the wedding's still fresh in your mind, and before you've fallen into the routine of Emmerdale at 7 o'clock, EastEnders at 8, suggest you get out your phone now, go to reminders, 6th of June, 2010, and every other year after that, for that matter, and write buy flowers and card. Don't plan a night out with the lads. So you have no excuses now, you have been warned.
Like I want to remind.
Come Wednesday, you head into the sunny shores of Mexico for a 2-week honeymoon. We most sincerely hope that you have a time of your lives out there, but we wouldn't be caring friends without giving you this. And for good measure, Alex, you may as well take these as well. No, but seriously, we have done some research, and there is a 7-day incubation period. So anybody wishing to visit a happy couple upon their return, we strongly advise you wait till at least the 30th of June before you do that. Because I know me and Al will be.
Now that you're married, you're going to have to greatly improve your level of domesticity. There'll be no mum or dad to do your laundry, feed you, and check that you're washing behind your ears. So, now that you're married, moving in together, you're going to have to learn that washing up no longer entails licking the plate clean and putting it back in the cupboard. Nor does turning your boxer shorts inside out or back to front equate to a clean pair of pants. You've found a beautiful, loving and caring wife who deserves all the same qualities and more in a husband. So it's a good job that you got there before she found one.
Over the past year, you've bought your own property, spent many months of blood, sweat and a few tears creating it into your beautiful new home, while simultaneously planning this stunning wedding. Two of life's most rewarding but stressful challenges. So, we thought that when you were such a good role, Alex, you might be considering starting your own family. So we brought along these family planning literature.
Baby and you and sex and relationships.
We truly are people who give.
In all seriousness, you've both worked really hard all year. And I'm sure that the time and effort you've both put in over the last 12 months have been more than worthwhile. And I speak for everyone in the room today that we sincerely hope that you enjoy the rest of your lives together. But if all else fails, strictly that might prevent you from further hair loss.
I promise we're not going to drag this on for too much longer, because I can tell a few here have a need of a drink. Barbara. But before we do finish, we'd just like to say, Al and Al, that you are a loving, caring couple, and we have never met two people as perfectly matched for each other as you are. So please join us in raising a toast.